Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Hope you guys are ready for an amazing class tonight because we have a super amazing one in store for you guys tonight with an amazing guest speaker who we will introduce shortly. But before we do that, I think I need to introduce themselves, don't they? So.
Yes, they do. So for tonight's Monday Night Live question, it definitely relates to what Haley's going to be talking about tonight. And I know many of you know our story, but I'll just touch on it really, really briefly. If you'll recall, once upon a time, over 16 years ago, I was a really frazzled mom who was in the dumps and wanted to do the best by her kid who was always sick. And so picture like me or that mom in the grocery store, or even the dad who's in like the diaper aisle or something. And
just the frazzled dad.
I
was never in the diaper aisle though.
You weren't, because we cloth diapers, but okay. So the way you're going to introduce yourself is share with everyone here in the chat. What would you say to a struggling mom or dad who needed some encouragement and hope? This one's going to take a little bit of thinking about, and also we're also helping you kind of craft, like, because there's going to be these people in your lives, and this also is an opportunity not only to encourage them, but to connect them to a product, all through story. So Brian's put that question in the chat feature. So once again, the way you're introducing yourself is a little bit different tonight.
We like to keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Make you think.
Okay.
So while you're doing that.
Fun fact, Brian just got home from Greenville, South Carolina, doing a Young Living event there where he was the MC.
I've been home almost 45 minutes, so it's not like I just walked in the door. Pretty close. And yes, it was a great event. Got to see some Untitled Oils members down there, which was super fun. And we've got a great event now on the next. So this is actually my fourth day of Young Living events in a row, which is great. But while you guys are typing in the chat and introducing yourselves and giving us our little opener there, just a couple quick reminders. We're going to keep you all on mute the whole time until the end. We would love to open it up for some Q&A time at the end. If you have a question that comes up that you just got to know, go ahead and put it in the chat, and Jody and I will be keeping track of the chat, and then we'll be fielding those all to Haley at the end, so she doesn't have to keep track of the chat while she's trying to talk. She can just roll through, and then we'll keep track of all that and throw some questions at her at the end. So that's the Zoom protocol for tonight. So tell us a little bit about our special super guest.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited, or we're really excited for Haley to talk to you. So we've done, I think it's 2 events with Haley, 2 Empower events, one in Indianapolis and one in Cincinnati. We were thinking maybe you came to one of our rallies, but we're not sure.
I mean, we've seen her at convention a number of times too.
So we're really excited, and we're going to have her tell you a little bit about herself and maybe how she got started with Young Living, and maybe what her product what her favorite product is. But it's just really cool, you guys, that we are getting to have so much love from Young Living and have her here with us tonight. Because I'm sure, I don't know if are you at home or at work still?
I am at home. This is my home office. I work from home 3 days a week, so I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
here. I was
like,
that's a nice background.
Yeah, are any of those the foundation?
I have the foundation ones in my kitchen. They're super cute. I'll show you guys a picture of it.
Yeah, give us a tour of your old house, actually, if you would. That'd be great.
I don't know if I want to let you guys pass the office doors, then it's like kid zone back there. So who knows? There's probably Legos everywhere. So.
And that's what qualifies you to talk about empowering moms, right?
There we go. Yep.
Yep. All right. So Haley's gonna take it away. I think most of you you're regulars, so you know how to do the Zoom thing. Like Brian said, we'll open it up for questions at the end. We've already got 2 questions for her, but Haley, if you'll tell us a little bit about yourself, your favorite products, and the floor is yours.
Well, I'm super excited to be here, and this is honestly like one of my favorite topics to teach on. So if any group is wanting to learn about this, I love this topic because I feel like it's such a good way to spread Young Living with other people, because so many people, even if they're not into like natural things, they're not very holistic, they always want to do the safest option for their kids, right? I mean, every new mom, no matter, even if she's using toxic products or whatever, she wants to use the best option for her kids. And so I feel like it's such a good in to start using natural products for your life too. Like I know a bunch of my friends, they were never interested in oils or anything holistic. And then once they started having kids, they're like, oh, Haley, you do oils all the time. Tell me how I use oils on my kids. Like, what do I use for when their tummy's kind of upset? Like, how do I use it? Like, I get people asking me questions all the time on oils and kids. And so I feel like if we are empowered to know how to answer those questions and feel confident in them, and then we can confidently tell other people about them, it's a great way to spread this. It's a great way to share Young Living. It's a great way to share your business, but it's also a great way just to help, like you guys said, like a struggling mom. Like I know so many people that loved the fact that they could use tummy Gize or Gize on their small baby, because they're like, this was like such a game changer for my baby, because I knew I didn't want to use these other products. I wanted to use something safe. Anyways, that's my spiel on this topic. I love this topic. Well, my favorite product. Oh, that's a really hard question to ask. Is my favorite product? Oh, I don't even know. I like my house is full of Young Living. I've worked here for 8 years, guys. I've worked at Young Living for almost 9 years, actually almost 9 years. I was a personal trainer before. I was actually like working on getting like anyways, I was a personal trainer before. I'm working on getting my certified aromatherapist license. I've taught spin classes. I've been into healthy stuff for a long time, and I came across Young Living, and it was something I just absolutely fell in love with. And I've just loved working here. I love the products. I love just the meaning behind the company, and how even I feel like from an employee's perspective, you really get to see the ins and outs of how a company works. And I love that we are so honest as a company. There's so many times that products go out of stock because we just simply don't accept the testing from it. Like, oh, that doesn't pass testing, we're not going to sell it. Oh, we're getting this oil from our certified supplier and it doesn't pass quality testing, we don't sell it. Where most companies sell it anyways to make the profit. Like we are so strict with our supplements, with everything. And just being here for so many years, it caused a lot of problems internally from people who aren't used to working with these types of testings and standards. They're like, why can't we just pass it? Or why can't we just use this? Like, why does this product have to be out of stock? And it's because we're so strict with our seed to sale standards. You just know, like as an employee, like, I know that the products that I use from work, the products that we use from Young Living are the highest quality. They're so pure, they're so clean. And I love that. I love that. I just have the comfort in that and the peace of mind knowing that you're getting the best of the best and you don't have to have any other worries or second guesses. Anyways, so my favorite product, guys, I don't even know. I've been using Gize a lot lately for my little boy, and I feel like that's helped him so much. I feel like I go through phases of different products. Gize is such a good product, especially for someone who's like a conversion oil. If you're trying to get someone to start using products, you can just feel it right away. You rub a little bit clockwise on your stomach, and you can just feel that instant relief, and it feels amazing. Oh, guys, I don't really know my favorite other product though. I use so many Thieves. Honestly, Thieves, though, you can never go wrong with Thieves. I use so much of Thieves. I go through like crazy. And I also have been loving Kid Power lately too, to diffuse. I love diffusing Kid Power as such like a positive aroma. And I like just the energy that it brings into my home. I feel like it's grounding because you have, the scent of Valor in there, but then you still get those uplifting scents of vanilla and orange. And so it really just brings in a good vibe into the house. And I feel like it uplifts my kids. The aroma uplifts the kids, and it provides just a good place for people to gather. So that's my favorite oil as of late. So let's get into this empowered parent, guys. I want you guys to tell me, okay, do you guys see just the PowerPoint, or do you guys see my notes section too? Anyone?
Okay, I couldn't get to my mute button because when you hit that, it like turned my whole moved everything around. We see your notes. Your slide master.
Okay, I'm trying
version.
to figure out. Let's see. Use slideshow. Okay.
So when you go to share, it'll give you an option of what to share. You can either share a screen or a specific app.
Hold on. I'm just trying to share my PowerPoint. So let's see. Share screen.
And then it gives you the option of what you want to share there when you click that.
Sorry guys, hold on.
There we go. That's
Okay.
better.
Do you see just the slide now?
Yep. That's
Okay.
it.
That should work. Okay, perfect. I've only done this like 1,000 times, so let's see. Hold on, let me get this figured out. Sorry, let's just take a second to set up. Forgive me for 1 second, and then okay. Here we go. Okay, empowered parent. Like we talked about a little bit before, the more you feel empowered and the more you feel like you know how to use oils on your kids and with your family, the more ready you are to share it with other people and to share with other moms and to share with other struggling parents. And everyone needs help when you're a parent. I'm kind of in the thick of it. I have an 18-month-old. Here's my family right here. I have an 18-month-old and I also have a 5-year-old. So things are a little crazy in our house. And I love the fact that I know how to use oils and I know how to use them on my kids, because I know if like they're running outside and they get a scuff on their arm or they caught something at school, I know that I have tools to help them feel healthy without having to rely on somebody else. Like I know that I can handle almost any issue that they come across. And I love that because it makes me feel empowered as a mom. Like I'm taking care of my kids and I'm making sure that they're healthy. Because one thing that's a real thing is your mom's intuition, right? Moms just know what's best for their kids. You know, if something big happens, you can always take your kids to a doctor. I'm not saying don't take your kids to a doctor. We love modern medicine. There's always a time and a place for it. But you know that you can trust your mom intuition where you can say, you know, I know that this is what's up. This is what's happening. And when you have the knowledge to back that up to where you know how to use oils on kids and what to apply and where to apply, it just gives you the tools that you need to provide the best foundation for your family. So let's talk about our parent toolkit. So this is the box of oils, your oils, let me move this right here. Your box of oils, your bag of oils, whatever you call it, that you should take with you. All that you can keep it in your diaper bag, in your purse, or if you have it at your house. And if you have these oils, you can honestly handle anything that life throws at you, throws at your family. So first, let's talk a little bit about safety. So how to use oils on kids, what not to use on kids, sensitivity issues. These are the most common questions that we get when people ask how to use oils on kids and how to use oils on babies. So let's talk through these. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I will try my best to answer them. So first things first, we always recommend to consult a healthcare professional before using oils on your family, your babies, especially if they're sick. But one thing I recommend is if you're going to consult a professional, make sure they know or they're familiar with essential oils and they know how to use things on a more holistic level. Always follow the label instructions. Young Living oils are they're highly concentrated. So we always recommend to dilute, especially for kids and especially for babies. And in my next slide, I'll show you guys a dilution chart that will show you how to dilute for different age groups and where to apply. So that's coming up next. One thing that I love using oils in is I love using oils in the bath, especially for my kids. It's a great way to help them unwind at the end of the day. It's a great way to help keep them calm. But one thing I want to be careful of with babies, especially small infants, is if you're putting oils in the bath, they splash, and you want to be careful not that they don't splash that in their eyes. So we do recommend if you are adding oils to a little baby bathtub to just put like 1 or 2 drops maximum, and just be aware that if they're kicking and they're splashing, that oil could potentially get in their eye, and that would be uncomfortable for them. It's not going to be harmful, it just would be uncomfortable for them. When you're first using oils on an infant or on a baby, we recommend the first way to introduce them, obviously, is in the womb. If you're using oils when you're pregnant, it's obviously the best way. I love using oils when I was pregnant, but it's to put oils on your chest. So put oils on your chest, dilute it and put it on your chest. So as you hold your baby, as you're burping your baby, as they're falling asleep in your arms, they are breathing in that aroma and still getting the benefits aromatically and topically, but you're not applying it directly to them. It's a great way for them to still get those benefits. And it's like one of the first steps as you ease your infant into using essential oils. Diffusing is also a great way to use oils around little babies. You really can't go wrong with diffusing. I started diffusing thieves as soon as I got home from the hospital. I was making sure that I had thieves going on in all the house and all the rooms, just to keep that air clean, to keep that air pure. Do use common sense too. Like I always recommend using common sense. So if your baby is in a small room and you have a diffuser going and your baby sleeps for 12 hours through the night and your diffuser, say it has a 10-hour runtime, maybe open up the door a few times, make sure that the scent isn't too strong or too powerful for your little baby, especially if they're brand new or if it's an infant. So if you have an infant, I recommend just to diffuse like an hour increments. So start with an hour or two and then wait for a while and then maybe diffuse for another hour or two, just so your baby can adjust to the aroma and to the scent, and just start with small amounts. And if you are new to essential oils, always make sure to spot test. So even do this on a baby or on a kid too. You want to maybe just put a little bit on the inside, dilute it and put a little bit on the inside of your arm and see what your reaction is, see what your baby's reaction is. If after a couple minutes there's no reaction, you're probably okay to use that oil. We also recommend not to put oils directly into your eyes. So that should be common sense, but just throwing it out there, or directly into your ear canals too. You don't want to put oils there. One way, if you want to put oils around your ears for those benefits, I recommend to dilute the oil and put it around the outer edge of your ear, like right here. Especially with tea tree. When I talk about tea tree, it's a great way to use tea tree on your kids and even babies, because tea tree is so gentle. Or you can get a cotton ball and you put a couple drops of tea tree on a cotton ball, and then you put the cotton ball right there in your ear canal, but the oil is not going into the ear canal. You're just placing the cotton ball right there on your ear. And it's a great way to get those tea tree benefits. I use that on my kids whenever I need to. So here's our dilution chart. So this is obviously a general guideline. If you know your baby has very sensitive skin, you maybe want to dilute it a little bit more. If your kids have sensitive skin, dilute it more. If you don't have sensitive skin, you maybe don't have to dilute it quite as much. There's no hard and fast rules when it comes to this. Just use your mom intuition, see what works best for your family, see what works best for you, for your kids. So 0 to 1, 8 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil, 2 to 6, 3 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil, 7 to 11, 1 to 1 ratio, and then ages 12 and up, you can just use the full labeled concentration on the back of the bottle. And there are a few oils that we do recommend to avoid with infants, and also when you're pregnant and nursing. It's the same essential oils. So these essential oils can be they're powerful oils and they have many benefits. I love using them, but they may be a little strong for your baby's really sensitive systems. Your baby isn't as developed as an adult is, and so it can be overwhelming to their nose. It can also be overwhelming to their skin. Their baby's skin absorbs things a lot quicker than an adult's does. So avoid the over and excessive use of Idaho tansy, hyssop, sage, clary sage, wintergreen, and eucalyptus. Eucalyptus has eucalyptol in it, and it's very powerful. But the eucalyptol, it's in a significant high amount. The constituent ratios are very high in eucalyptus. So we recommend us to be cautious. Don't use it excessively. Be very careful when you're using that oil. And that's also why we have our Kidsense oils, which we're talking about, because the Kidsense oils were specifically developed for children. So you don't have to worry about what to use, what not to use. And when you're pregnant and nursing, we also have a lot of questions about what oils can you use, what oils can't you use. When you're pregnant, you need to take caution in everything that you do. Always consult your healthcare provider and follow label instructions. Listen to your body, use what you're comfortable with, be smart, use common sense. But like I said, you're supposed to use caution in everything. So whether you're taking a supplement, whether you're exercising, you need to just take extra caution. The same goes for essential oils. Just be cautious, be aware that your body could react differently or that things could affect you differently. We do recommend to avoid the over and excessive use of clary sage unless you are like in labor. A lot of people will like to apply clary sage they'll apply it like to their ankles, around that area of their foot, or even sage, but you don't want to do that before or during your pregnancy. And then same with Idaho tansy, hyssop, fennel, or wintergreen. Wintergreen has methyl salicylate in it, which is also used, methyl salicylate is used in sports creams, and it can actually thin your blood. That compound can thin your blood, which is why it's used in lots of like commercial grade sports creams. So when you're pregnant, you don't want to use too much of any of that. You want to be very cautious with that. So recommend, like I said, recommend the over and excessive use of these blends, as well as oils and any of these oils if they're in any other essential oil blends. So let's talk about some of the oils that you want to keep in your parent toolbox. These are some basics, but these are why these are so good to use on kids and small children. I'm going to go through all of the oils that are great to use for families and for kids. Lavender is always a staple. It's so versatile. It's so powerful. It can help cleanse and soothe the skin. So many times you need that with kids, right? If there's ever an issue, I feel like babies always have different things going on, right? They're new, whether it's the clothes that they're wearing, or sometimes when people use harsh detergents and laundry detergents that aren't free of harsh chemicals, it can disrupt a baby's skin and cause a little bit of rashes and things like that. So lavender is a great oil because it's just has a very calming aroma. It can help ease occasional nervous tension. It creates that calming, relaxing environment before bedtime. It's great to use because it's so gentle. So this is a great option for small kids, a great option for babies. It's also good to use when you're going outdoors too. You can apply it to occasional irritations. So this is great to use before you go outdoors or after you go outdoors. It's great to use after a day in the sun as well. But you can actually dilute this and apply it in circles. So dilute with the carrier oil and apply it in a circle like this around each eye before you go outside during the season changes. And it's a good way to just enjoy the outdoors without any extra nuisances. Or you can just put a couple drops in the palm of your hands, breathe it in before you go outside and the season changes. It's a great oil, especially at this time of year. It can be very helpful. It's also good for your skincare routine. If you have a teenager, it's calming, it's gentle on the skin. It can also just create that relaxed environment that sometimes kids or teenagers just need to unwind after the end of the day, right? So it can help create that. Next, we have tea tree. Tea tree is great for all things skincare. So especially if you have a teenager or maybe a preteen, add a couple drops of their skincare routine to their lotion. It can help reduce the appearance of blemishes. You can even try just putting a drop directly on different blemishes. Helps maintain the healthy look of hair and scalp, especially healthy skin and nails when it's applied to your feet or your toenails. So if your kid's shoes stink, I have a 5-year-old and his shoes stink bad and he's only 5. This is one of my favorite oils to put. I just put a couple drops in his socks, put a couple drops in his shoes, and it really helps to eliminate musky odors. So if you have stinky gym bags, football gear, it's football season, it's soccer season, there's lots of sports going on right now. This is a great oil to keep in your arsenal because it's great for all things stinky, but it's also great for all things skin too. So if your kids get a little, if they're roughhousing, if they're at a sports game, they come back and their skin needs some extra love, tea tree is great for the skin. It's also just great for all things skin. Very gentle, very safe to use. It's one of the oils that I like using on my smaller kids too, because it is very gentle and it's a great oil to use around your ears. Like I mentioned before, you can apply it, dilute it, apply it around the edge of the ear, apply it in that cotton ball right there in the center of your ear. Very powerful. And then peace and calming. Peace and calming, very simple, but it just helps to create a relaxed, calm environment that sometimes kids get overstimulated, whether they're at school or whether they're playing with friends. They need to come back home to their safe space to unwind and to relax. My favorite peace and calming hack is I get a spray bottle, fill it with water, put a little Epsom salt in it, about 5-10 drops of peace and calming. And we play a game before bedtime where I go around and I try to squirt my boys. Like they're running around and they think it's this game. Like, oh, I'm running from mom. And I like squirt them with the spray bottle. I'll hit them in the back of the head or I'll hit them in the back of the neck. And they think it's so fun. And then after a while, they start to inhale that scent and it's hitting them. Like the oil and the water is hitting them. They're like, huh, They breathe it in, they slowly start to like sit down on the couch or sit down on the rug, and they just start to like unwind and calm down before the end of the night. It is my favorite parent hack. And it's also why I give peace and calming to every new mom, because even if it's just for her, it can help her just relax and calm down after a long day, and maybe she had no sleep. It's just a staple essential oil that smells amazing. And if you're a newbie or not, whether you're a newbie or not, our Kidsense oils are the best collection. Oops, sorry guys, hold on. Are the best collection that you can ever have, honestly, because they are already pre-diluted and formulated just for kids. So you don't have to have all this guessing game of how much do I dilute this oil? How much do I dilute that oil? What oils can I use or what oils can't I use? These oils were developed and formulated just for children. So we have 5 milliliter bottles, and we also have roll-ons, which I love the roll-ons because they're so easy to use, and I'm all about convenience, And the roll-ons are wonderful because you can just keep them in your purse, keep them in your diaper bag. Sleepy Eyes is amazing. It's like Rutavala. Have you guys ever used Rutavala before? Rutavala is my personal favorite oil to use before bedtime. So this has all the same oils that are in Rutavala, as well as geranium. We also have Roman chamomile in here. This is great to use on your children. You can massage it to their big toes, before bed, diffuse it, apply it to like their stuffed animals or their blankies. So like my little boy has a little blanket that he loves to snuggle up on. So I'll put a couple drops on his blanket and he just snuggles up on it, and he gets to breathe in that aroma as he's winding down, as we're reading stories. And then he's associating that aroma with bedtime, and it's just sets in stone that routine that we're winding down and that we're going to bed. Then we have Genius. Genius is a blend of Melissa, Palo Santo, Northern Lights, Black Spruce, Vetiver, frankincense, and cedarwood. This oil is excellent for young minds. It's great to help create a focusing environment. So if your kids are studying, if they're at homeschool, if they're working on creative projects, it was formulated to help inspire a creative environment, and it's very invigorating. So it's really high in sesquiterpenes. Those are really small molecules in essential oils, so it makes them able to do a lot of different things. It also, the carrier oil in here is sweet almond oil. So none of the other oils have this carrier oil, but this oil has sweet almond oil as the carrier oil. So that's something to take into consideration if you have a nut allergy or something like that. So this is great to put on your kid's backpack. Keep it in your kid's backpack so they can take it with them to school. They can use it during class, during study sessions. You can put it on their collar of their shirt if you know they're taking a test at school. Put it on the collar of their shirt. If they have diffuser jewelry, if they have shoes, maybe you can put a couple drops in their socks before they go to school. You can apply it to the back of their neck, on their wrists. Those are all ways that they can breathe in that aroma and get the benefits of that blend. Then we have Tummy Gize. Tummy Gize is wonderful. It's a very soothing blend to help comfort troubled tummies, and it promotes feelings of balance and relaxation. It's very relaxing. It's like Gize for kids. This blend includes spearmint, peppermint, tangerine, fennel, anise, ginger, and cardamom. So it's very similar to Gize, but it doesn't have such a strong aroma. I love Gize because it works so great, but it's a strong aroma, right? Like if you put it on your stomach, you can still smell it the next day. If you put like your shirt over top of it, your shirt still smells like Gize until you wash it. Like that's how strong that aroma is. I don't care because it works so good that it's worth it to me. But sometimes if you're on a plane or maybe you're in a public place and you really don't want to draw extra attention to yourself, Tummy Gize works really good. It's a great replacement for Gize, and it doesn't have that same like strong aroma. You can really smell the tangerine and the peppermint, like spearmint and peppermint in there. It has much more of a minty scent to it. So it's a good option for you too as an adult. Like use Tummy Gize if Gize is too strong for you. And this is a staple. I use Tummy Gize all the time. My youngest son, he cried a lot when he was first born for the first like 4 weeks until I ended up getting to the root cause of what his colic was. It ended up being an imbalance in gut bacteria, which is pretty obvious. So once we went to our doctor, we figured all that out. But Tummy Gize was something that I loved using because after he would eat, I would massage it on the bottoms of his feet and massage a little bit on his tummies, and it would provide just that balancing, relaxing, comforting aroma that gave him a little bit of easiness. It just provided that comfort that he needed at the time. So it's a great oil to keep in your toolbox for whenever you need something like that. Sniffles is a very refreshing blend. It has very soothing natural vapors to it. It contains eucalyptus, Palo Santo, lavender, Dorado Azul, Ravensara, myrtle, eucalyptus blue, pine, marjoram, and a few different types of eucalyptus as well as peppermint. So you can apply this to your kid's chest, the back of their neck. You can diffuse it at nighttime, especially if diffuse it at nighttime. Just put them in the palm of their hands and have them take a few deep breaths. I would put this on the jammies of my baby, just on like, you know, that little piece of fabric that covers the button right here of the zipper. I would always put oils right there because it's a great place to apply the oil where they can breathe it in. One thing I didn't mention earlier is if you have an infant or a small baby, we don't recommend applying oils directly to their chest. So say you have a small baby and you want to use Sniffles, I wouldn't recommend applying it directly to their chest, but you can diffuse it or apply it, like I said, to their pajamas right there where they can breathe it in, or apply it to their bottoms of their feet or along their spine. But it may be a little bit too strong if you're applying it directly right here. So go slow, use common sense, use caution. Owie is great to apply, is great to use for extra comfort whenever your kids need it. So if they're roughhousing, they're playing outside, this oil is a must. Add it to areas that need a little extra love. The oils in this blend were specifically chosen for this reason. It includes Idaho balsam fir, tea tree, elemi, hinoki, clove, cistus. So you can apply it around elbows, around knees, around affected areas. I love it because sometimes kids just need like a kiss anyways, like the actual boo-boo doesn't hurt them that much. They just want their mom to kiss them or make them feel better. So this is definitely an oil that I use with that. So my little boy, if he gets hurt, he comes in, he's like, Mom, I'm hurt, I need this. So I give him kisses, give him loves, and then we apply our magic oils around the area. And it's a great way to add that extra comfort to your kids. And then we have our new oil, Kid Power, which is one of my favorite essential oils. It's a very empowering aroma that inspires courage. It's like Valor for kids. So it has all the same essential oils that are in Valor, but it also has orange and vanilla. So it smells absolutely amazing. This is great to use if your kids are maybe like a little bit timid and they need a little bit of extra boost of positivity, they need like a positive aroma before they try something new. So you can apply it to like the back of their shoulders as you give them a little massage, or apply it to their back of their necks and kind of rub their scalp and rub their neck before like a big soccer game or a big recital. Maybe it's a dentist appointment, or maybe it's a sleepover, whatever they are maybe are a little bit timid about. This oil can help provide that confident aroma and that confident atmosphere. I love using this oil and pairing it with affirmations. My oldest is a little bit timid. So he was a little bit timid before he started swim lessons. He was a little bit timid before he went to preschool. And so I would put this oil, we call it the superhero oil. We put it on the back of his spine and I massage his shoulders and we say different affirmations like, I am courageous, I am strong, I am loyal. Like we just go through all the affirmations and then we pair it with this essential oil and he loves it. It's just a part of his routine now. So anytime he feels like a little bit scared, he's going over to a new friend's house, he's like, Mom, can you apply the superpower oil to me? I was like, yes. So we put on the back of his spine, did a couple affirmations, and then he was ready to go. And I love that. I love that he asks about oils and that he wants to use them, because I think that, I feel like kids can feel when things work and when they like things, they're just a little bit more sensitive to all of that, energy. And another product that you may not think should be added to your parent toolbox, but you definitely need it in your parent toolbox, is Lavaderm After Sun Spray. So this spray offers temporary relief from pain and itching of minor burns, sunburns, scrapes, insect bites, minor skin irritations. So it's great. Not only is it great to use after you've been in the sun, but it's great for all of those things. So it contains menthol from mint that soothes and cools the skin. So it provides immediate relief. So it's great. Like I said, if you spent too much time in the sun, it's very cooling. It's very moisturizing too, because it also has lavender essential oil, helichrysum essential oil. And the ingredients in here will actually prevent peeling and really just leave your skin feeling soft and smooth. But it's also great for minor cuts, like I mentioned, minor burns, insect bites, because you have that menthol in there. It's a great product and it works really well. It's an OTC product, so it's actually registered as an over-the-counter medicine. And it's a great product to have on hand, whether you're camping, whether you're going on vacation, whether you're going to the beach, you just never know what's going to happen. And sometimes kids or even adults, we just need immediate relief, right? We just want that instant satisfaction, and this will give that to you. So keep this in your arsenal of stuff. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about diffusing, how diffusing can play a big role in your family and your kids' health, and how it can really have a positive impact on your children. So diffusing essential oils can have a positive impact on big emotions. It can help with morning and bedtime routines, and it can also help with study. It really is like diffusing essential oils is more than just a nice scent. Aromas have a powerful impact on your body. We could spend like hours talking about this, so I'm going to try to summarize it really short for you. But your sense of smell has a direct connection to the limbic lobe of your brain, which is the emotional control center of your brain. And a scent can evoke an emotion before you're even consciously aware of it. Your sense of smell really can have a positive impact on your mood, on your emotions. So when you think of things like, an example of this is, for example, maybe with a scary dog. You see a scary dog, you're running in the morning and you see a scary dog. Your first thought is, before you react, before you do anything, you think about it. You think, okay, I saw this dog. Is this dog scary? Is he not? Should I run? Should I stay still? What should I do? So you're consciously thinking before you react. If you hear something in the middle of the night, maybe you hear a broken window, you think, okay, did someone just break into my house? What's that noise? Should I call the cops? Should I get a gun? I mean, what should I do? You're processing it in your brain before you react. But when it comes to smell, your body will react before you're consciously aware of it. And so you've probably noticed this. If you walked into a room where someone's diffusing lavender, if you're new and maybe you haven't experienced that yet, maybe you think of the last time maybe you walked into a spa, they're usually diffusing some calming floral aroma. You actually will walk in there, and then your body, your shoulders will start to just relax and set down. Your breath will start to slow. Your breath will start to deepen. You just start to feel more relaxed. And then you think, wow, I feel relaxed. I feel good in here. And that's because your body is responding to the aroma before you're thinking about it. You don't think, this smells relaxing. I like this lavender. I think I'm going to wind down now. Your body responds first. And so that's where we can really utilize the power of essential oils, especially for kids. We can really help to facilitate calming and relaxing environments where people can unwind if they have been overstimulated, or if we really want to facilitate atmospheres that are conducive to study, or if we want to facilitate atmospheres that are conducive to things like energy and waking up and activity and things like that. So it's a powerful, powerful thing that we can do to provide good environments for our kids. And kids have lots of big emotions, and they feel safe if we validate what they're feeling, right? Instead of shutting them down and telling them how to feel, it's better if we let them feel what they need to feel. Their frontal lobes are not as developed as adults, and they're still learning how to process their emotions. So if your kids are in a funk, you can use essential oils. I love using this. I feel like, I don't call it a mom trick because I don't think it's a trick. I feel like we're just helping our kids, but it really is a mom trick because it can really just change the attitude in your house right away. And it's helpful for you. It's helpful for your kids. It's helpful for everybody, because when mom's happy, everyone's happy, right? But you can use essential oils to align your body and your mind and just create the atmosphere that you want in your home. So if your kids are experiencing, or they're feeling all the feels, try grabbing one of these essential oils just to change the mood, just to create a mood that you are wanting. So you can like manifest this, maybe manifest isn't the right word, but you can create the atmospheres that you want in your house that are going to be best for your kids. And so here's a list of essential oils that you can use for kids and different emotions that they're feeling. So maybe if your kids are feeling mad, or they're feeling a little bit angry, diffuse release, diffuse that oil at the house, because that oil will help create an environment that's just releasing that extra anger and frustration, where you can feel more grounded, more centered, more at home. If the kid's feeling down or blue, or maybe just not themselves, diffuse some citrus fresh. Scattered, diffuse genius. If it's chaotic at the house, diffuse some peace and calming. If kids are feeling scared, get some kid power, apply it topically or diffuse it. Disappointed, diffuse some joy. Burdened, Get some white angelica. I love using white angelica. It's a great oil to have for any type of emotions for you, for your kids. And a way that you can use these oils on your kids is you can diffuse them, but you can also just have them put a couple drops in the palm of your kids' hands, have them breathe in, take slow, deep breaths, put on diffuser jewelry, put on cotton balls around your house, make linen sprays or bed sprays where you can just spray their sheets, spray their pillows, socks and shoes, apply it there. And so that the same concept applies to your morning routine. If you want to make your mornings a little bit happier, because we all want happier mornings, right? Here are some essential oils that you can use just to create a morning that's full of energy, positivity, and happiness. Here are some great diffuser blends that you can use to help pep you up, help you start your day fresh. There are some right here. We also have these diffuser blends, Rise and Grind, Happy Day. Any of the citrus oils or your minty oils can really help create that energizing, positive, happy aroma in the morning that we all need as we're getting going for the day. And then I am taking a long time, so I'm going to skip a couple of these. Homework and study. We talked a little bit about this with Genius, but there are some oils that are so great to use while your kids are studying because they can be a very powerful tool. Let me go to this one right here. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, hold on one second. So when you're learning a new task, so when your kids are learning something new, there's changes that take place in their brain. They create new connections, they create new neurons. That's called neuroplasticity. And the more you practice, the stronger these connections become. But what researchers have found is that if you're making and forming these new connections, they are stronger when there's a neighbor close by. So that means if you can connect what you're learning with something else. So if you can connect it with a scent or a song, you're going to remember that information much easier and be able to recall it much faster too. So if your kids are studying, I love using this. If your kids are studying and they're trying to learn something new, this is great for teenagers, this is great for college kids, this is great for me, this is great for all of us too. Study with a certain aroma, whether it's brain power, clarity, genius. And as you're studying, diffuse that essential oil, wear that essential oil. And then every time you study, use that essential oil. And then as you go to take that test, diffuse that essential oil and wear that essential oil because it'll be much easier for you to recall that same information because in your brain, that information is stored how you learn it as well as stored as with that scent too, if that makes sense. Did I explain that okay? It's fascinating too. It's very fascinating. So this is something I'm definitely going to be using as my kids get older and going to school more is this. And here are some essential oil blends that you can use for studying, for homeschool, anything like that. There's lots of essential oils blends that you can use just to create a happier, better home while your kids are studying and learning. Here's a few more. I love Focus Factor. I love the blend of rosemary, peppermint, and grapefruit. That's one of my favorite combinations just to help get the creative juices flowing, to help me stay focused. It's a great, great scent. And there's these blends too. And then bedtime, the same thing with bedtime. Essential oils can help create a very calming and relaxing environment before bedtime. This is one of the easiest ways to bring people into Young Living because I think every single mom is looking for ways to help make bedtime a little bit easier, right? Make it a little bit better. Or how many moms do you guys know that have said, oh, my baby just doesn't sleep at night, or they're only sleeping for 3 hours, they're only sleeping for this amount of time. So if we can provide solutions, and especially natural solutions that work good, this is a great way to get someone into Young Living and start using our products. First of all, these products, these diffusers right here, so whether it's Snowy or Feather, these are one of the best products for kids. It's a diffuser that people can start diffusing oils in their room, but it also functions as a white noise machine. So there's 10 different white noise sounds and has 4 different volume settings. So it's a great product. So there's like an ocean sound, there's a wave sound, there's a white noise fan, there's a lullaby sound, there's all sorts of different sounds. There's 10 different light settings, and it can go up to 10 hours too. So it lasts for a long time. It works great. Some of the best oils that you can use for bedtime. I don't think we mentioned this, and you guys probably know this, but these are oils like lavender, peace and calming, valerian, sleepy eyes, rutabaga, cedarwood. add oils to stuffed animals, put a couple oils on stuffed animals, make linen sprays. That's a great way to introduce an oil to someone, give them a linen spray. Bedtime massages. There's so many ways you can incorporate oils into your bedtime. Adding a couple drops to your kid's bathtub, just anything like that. Do you guys have any questions? No? Just speak up if you guys have questions. I'm gonna keep going. I know I'm a little bit over time, so I'm gonna scroll down to parent hacks right here. Would you guys rather, yeah, we'll do parent hacks. Here are some fun parent hacks that you guys can use for your families. Here's a stain stick recipe that works absolutely amazing because kids get stain their clothes all the time. And this is something that's natural. It works good. And it's a great sharing tool too. So you can make a bunch of these and give them to all of your friends. I love this. My kids get their clothes so dirty, so dirty. My boys are crazy. And so this helps keep my clothes looking fresh and clean and better than they did before. And I mentioned this before, but so many people complain of their kids getting skin rashes or their babies getting rashes on their arms and on their stomachs. And so many times that's because they're using harsh products that are filled with chemicals in their houses. So there are so many simple swaps that they can do, but the biggest one to do, especially for babies, is swap out that detergent, because that detergent could be leaving all sorts of harsh chemicals that stay inside of the fibers on their clothes. Our Thieves laundry detergent is like the clean, it is so clean. I don't even know if there's a cleaner one on the market. There's very few, but this product is so clean, it's so pure, has no harsh ingredients, no harsh chemicals in here. There's no optical brighteners, there's no dyes. It smells like Thieves and it works great too. So it's a great option for small babies. Here's a Ningxia Pop recipe. Let's see, there we go. I know we always have friends over here and everyone loves to drink the Ningxia Reds. And so you can save a lot of money if you dilute your Ningxia Red a little bit. So we have those little packets and all the kids love them. It's like, okay, these are kind of expensive, guys. I don't want all 10 of you having 3 each. So if you dilute your Ningxia a little bit, it'll save a lot of money. Plus your kids are still getting all the benefits of those antioxidants and those powerful ingredients. So you can mix it with something like coconut water, or you can mix it with orange juice, whatever you prefer. You can mix it, dilute your Ningxia Red and make popsicles with it. Add a couple drops of essential oils in there, Vitality essential oils. You can even add fresh fruit and they taste good. And then your kids are getting all the benefits from Ningxia Red in there. Monster spray is another great kids hack. If your kids get scared of monsters or scared at nighttime, make them a little spray. It's like a linen spray, water, Epsom salt. And I like to put kid power in there. Sometimes I'll put like just your regular nighttime spray, like a lavender or sleepy eyes. And you say, hey, this is your monster spray. This spray keeps the monsters away. So like my boy will get the monster spray and he'll spray underneath his bed or spray by his door. And he knows that spray, the monsters don't like that scent. They don't like that smell. So it's going to keep the monsters away. Carpet powder DIY, sprinkle a little bit of baking soda. It's baking soda. It's not baking powder. That's a mistake up there. You mix baking soda and Thieves essential oil, put it in, like you can even use like an empty glass salt shaker and you sprinkle it onto your carpet, let it sit for a few minutes and then you vacuum it up and it actually helps absorb some of the VOCs, like the volatile organic compounds that just come up from carpets or blankets or toys that you just get from living life here on earth. And it's just a great way to get rid of some of those extra chemicals in your house. And it keeps your carpet smelling fresh and clean. Thieves or a Seedlings linen spray is great to spray on your kids' linens. It has a calming aroma of Seedlings Calm essential oil blend, but it also works to release wrinkles pretty well. Like if you don't want to iron out your kids, sometimes you need the iron, but if you don't want to iron out your kids' clothes, just put a couple sprays of the linen spray on there as they're on the hanger, and it'll actually help release some of those wrinkles. So it's mom hack for sure. This is a Play-Doh recipe. It's a great way to get your kids to really help stimulate them and to really help get the benefits of aromatherapy. It's called Orange Play Clay. So you can pick any of your essential oils. So if you want to use some of those essential oils that we mentioned in the emotional essential oil blends, whether it's joy or release, you make your own DIY Play-Doh, add your own essential oils to that, and then your kids are just kneading that Play-Doh with the essential oil. And it's a great way to just to get going. And it's a great way for them to get the benefits and get all those aromatherapy benefits there too. DIY bubble bath. It's clean, no harsh chemicals. Plus you're getting the benefits of essential oils in here. And it's a simple way to make bath time a little bit more fun before they go to sleep. And this is one of my favorite recipes too. It's a DIY bathtub crayon recipe, and you can get this on the Young Living blog. It's made with essential oils, and it's just a non-toxic, natural way to get little bathtub crayons. You can write on the bathtub. It makes it fun. It washes off pretty easy. And if you want more ideas and more fun ways to use essential oils with kids, I know we do have like a magic sand recipe and a couple more Play-Doh recipes on the Young Living blog. It's great ways to introduce essential oils to kids and just to get you using them more around your home. And finally, it's school time. Kids are back to school. I love this tag because I feel like teachers, and if it's you, you deserve it too. But I feel like teachers deserve a lot. They do a lot for our kids. They're teaching our kids all day, every day. They're around kids all the time. This is a great tag that you can use. And as you give them a bottle of peppermint or spearmint, you can attach it to them. It's a great for Teacher Appreciation Day, maybe a birthday, anything like that. It's a cute way to show that you appreciate them and that you love them, as well as introducing them to Young Living. So it's a great introduction that way. Essential oils really are convenient, they're simple to use, they're effective, and they're great tools to have as you parent kids, no matter what age, whether your kids are 5 months old or whether they're 25 years old. Being empowered to use natural solutions can leave your family healthier, happier, and you just feel good knowing that you are doing what you can to keep your kids and keep your family healthy without having to resort to using harsh products, harsh chemicals. You're just empowered. Like, you know that you are doing what's right for your family. And you guys have any questions? I actually was not reading the comments as I was going through here, but
We've got you covered. So both Brian and I were like, we love the idea you have for teachers. Like, that's a really, really good, because it's so cute and clever.
It's just a good way to give an essential oil to them too. It's like, it's a thank you, but hey, here's an essential oil. Hope you like it. Ask me if you want to make it, you know?
Yeah. Because even though like we homeschool, the kids still have people like.
I think this is Jody's hand that she wants me to give her peppermint with that note on it.
Along with the massage
But
too. But
I teach too, so I feel like I should get one too.
but no, really, like, even though we homeschool too, like, I love it because that's applicable, like, say to Sunday school teachers or music, like someone who's giving your kids music lessons or
music
any of
teachers,
that, like,
or coaches, anything like that.
yeah, I really love that, because one of the questions that Anna had submitted was, you know, like how to tips for sharing, like, say this class, or tips from, or things from your class, like how you share that with customers or potential customers. Like, that's a great tip. So I am curious, and is how would you, because we have both customers on here and brand partners on here, a really good mix. How would you say someone could use this class in an applicable way, like for potential customers?
Just like what you learned from the class, or like the actual like slide deck?
Yeah, like, is the slide deck something shareable, or are any of those individual slides like graphics that you guys have that could be posted on?
A lot of them are graphics that have been posted. So if there's something specific you want, let me know. But I feel like the easiest thing to do is you just have to genuinely make connections with people. Like, you know what they're looking for, see a need and fill the need. So if you, like you said, you're seeing someone at the store, the grocery store, and you can tell they're frazzled, her kids are running all over the place. You just make a connection with her, ask how she's doing, and then offer a solution that's worked for you. So like, yeah, hey, have you tried Peace and Calming? Or hey, have you tried, I love using this essential oil because after a long day, I've just about had it with my kids, and I can't see, even though I'm tired, I can't seem to unwind. My mind still goes a million miles an hour. This essential oil works so great. I'll diffuse it, or I'll just breathe in a couple drops, and it really just helps me unwind. Here's a little sample of it. Try it for yourself. Like, that's something that I would do, is I feel like just being real with people and just telling people what works good for you. And the more, that's why learning more, like having these types of classes, because the more you know about how to use oils for yourself and you try them and you create your own experiences with them, you can genuinely share that with other people out of a place of love, out of a place of, hey, I want to help you. Like, this has helped me so much. Let me help you with that. I had a lot of struggles nursing, not struggles nursing. I just I had a lot of milk and I continued to get mastitis over and over again. So I had a lot of natural solutions that, because of personal experience, I wanted to use a natural solution because I personally didn't want to take anything harsh that would affect my milk that was going to my baby. And so because I went through that, I had a lot of moms reach out to me saying, hey, I heard that you struggled with this. Like, what are the things that you use? And so I would say, I use this, this, and this. I also use this essential oil. I also use this essential oil. This is how I used it. And it helped out a lot of people. And so knowing what works for you, or having, even if you aren't going through something like that, you can say, hey, my friend did this, this, and this. It worked great for her. Why don't you try it too? See if it helps you. So I feel like when everyone has kids, we're kind of all in it together, right? Whenever you're in the thick of it, like, it's like, hey, power to you. Like, let's make it through these years. Like, we can do it. So everyone just wants to help out each other. And so I feel like that would be my advice right there.
Yeah.
Try it out for yourself first, see what works good for you, and then share that with other people. Because if it works good for you, then somebody else will benefit from it too, right?
Yeah. I like how you use the power of story. You showed caring, you offered a sample on the spot, perhaps even one to take home. And it goes back to where the way you started the class was, the more empowered you are, the more empowered you are to share. So like classes like this empower you, but then also like, I now know, like, I need to use Kid Power way more because I feel more empowered, because you said you didn't know exactly what your favorite product was, but I think it's Kid Power.
It could be. I love Kid Power. It's like a great perfume too. Like, aside from all the benefits, it just smells great, because Valor smells great. And then you add in those other scents. Oh, hopefully you guys will buy some Kid Power now, because I love this product.
Ryan was even saying at the event he just did in South Carolina that all of you young living people kept talking about Kid Power.
Yeah, Rita and Flo both separately on different occasions went off about how much they love using Kid Power. So
yeah,
must be something you guys do in the office. That
it must be. I don't even know if we personally talked about it. We all sit by each other. It's just, we all know it. You can all feel it when you wear it.
All right, here's a question for you is, how do you involve your kids more in using oils? Like, how can you empower your kids? What does that look like for you?
Was it older kids or younger kids? Was that the question?
Well, there's that other question that I sent you, but this one I think is more specifically not just for older kids, like not an adult child, but
yeah.
Sorry, I have deep relief in my eye. But like, let's say
she's kind of new to the oil thing. So.
Like let's say the age span is age 2 all the way up to age 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like how do you empower kids? Like,
well,
because there are some kids that are like resistant. Like,
yeah. I feel like
what's your tip?
You don't want to push it, but you also just want to, if it's a part of your life, it's going to be a part of your kid's life too. So like, we just have oils around, like we just have a bunch of diffusers around my house. I have a huge stash of oils in my closet. I have a huge stash in the kitchen. I have a huge stash. Like, I just have a lot of oils, guys. I have a huge amount of oils, and I feel like it's just a normal thing. So like before bedtime, my son, his name is Koi, he'll be like, Mom, can you give me that foot massage with the oils? And so like, we'll get sleepy eyes, we'll do the foot massage. It's just something that we've done from a young age, and it's just a part of his lifestyle. Yeah. But I know that's not the case for everybody, because sometimes you're just starting, and so your kids aren't used to it. And so I feel like advice that I would give would be just start now. So just start offering solutions and offering ways to use the essential oils. Like, hey, like if you have a 13-year-old, like, hey, like your shoes stink, bud. Here's a bottle of purification. It's gonna make your shoes not stink as bad, and you'll smell better if you are hanging out with your friends after practice, or you're hanging out with girls after practice. I mean, whatever the situation is, like offer solutions and just have them around the house, have them available, have them in different corners and different drawers, so they know that it's something that they're using on a consistent basis. Yeah. I feel like my kids may be a little bit different because they've just grown up with it. They don't know any different. They don't know any different. We just always have diffusers in the room. We just always have oils everywhere. And so I feel like most people will be asking, will be wanting to know how to use it on kids that have not grown up that way. Right? I mean, wouldn't that be the case?
Yeah.
And so
I think too, you mentioning like have them out, because I have to find people like say that they don't know, that they don't use them that often, and then especially when the family is just kind of like this, like
Yeah.
more often than not, the oils aren't out. But
Mhm.
when they are out and the products are out, and like that's what's been, your toothpaste has been replaced with, the thieves, and that's what the
Yeah.
cleaner's been replaced with, then like you said, you then become the oily household or family if that's what's there. And that's the
Yeah,
go-to.
exactly. That's what they're, I think you can start out with just diffusing, because especially if you're just diffusing good scents, we love peace and calming in our house. And so they love the scent of peace and calming. So if there's a scent that your kids are really drawn to, or your teenagers are drawn to, just start with diffusing for a while, because they're like, hey, I love that smell. It smells good. Or I like when you diffuse this scent when I'm going to sleep. Start off with the small things and slowly work up more and more and more. So start with diffusing at nighttime. Start with maybe a perfume or a cologne that they can wear to school. Maybe if they get hurt or something, or not hurt, but you can use owie for different things, or Gize. Gize is always Gize and tummy Gize. That might be a conversion oil for one of your kids if they're ate a little bit too much, or maybe had too much ice cream, whatever the situation was. Applying a little Gize or putting a drop on their tongue may be the solution, where they're like, oh wow, mommy's oils do work. Like this stuff is powerful.
Yeah.
All right, what about specific tips for how you can really help your kids to use the oils while they're at school? Like, what's your ideas for setting them up so they can use those discreetly sometimes? I know some schools have different policies on that, but
Yeah.
one person suggested using a diffuser bracelet. What other ideas do you have?
I definitely recommend the diffuser bracelets, or even on your backpack. So you may be the one that's to teach them how to do it, but there are backpacks that where you can put oils on their backpack straps right there. So they're just breathing in throughout the day, on the collar of their shirts. So they're breathing in that oil throughout the day. This is something that you are doing as a parent, just as they go to school. But if you want to empower your kids while they're at school, I would say pick a couple of your Kidsense oils, the roll-ons. They're already pre-diluted. They're really easy to use. You can even get the 5 mils, so they're smaller, and then you take the orifice off and put a roll-on on it. So they're all ready to go, but they're small and discreet, and you can put them in the backpack. I mean, you could put them in their backpack somewhere, and then you will have to be the one that teaches your kid how to use the oil. But say you're giving them Genius, Sniffles, and Tummy Gize, or maybe Genius, Owie, Tummy Gize, and they know the green oil is what I put on my stomach after lunch. The red oil is what I use before I take a test or before I'm learning. And maybe if it's the blue oil, Sniffles is what I'll apply it to my chest throughout the day if I need a little refresher, or I need to breathe a little bit deeper throughout the day. So you still have to be empowered as the parent to teach them how to use it. But I would say those little small Kidsense bottles, you could just discreetly put them in their backpack and they could take them to school. And then the other options are, like I mentioned before, you as a parent have to prep your kids before they go to school by putting on the collar of their shirt, putting it on their spine, the bottom of their feet, maybe putting oils on their socks, their backpacks. I mean, you could oil them up before they go to school. And that's going to last for a few hours too. So that may be all that they need. But as your kids get older and they're more empowered to make their own decisions, they may have certain oils that they like and that they want to use. And you can even, no, you could even do too, is you could get like cute little bottles that don't look like oil bottles. And it could just be like a little perfume, or like no one's going to know what it is. It could just be a chapstick. Like if they have that at class or in their backpack, who's to say that's not a chapstick or that's not a little perfume bottle? There's no different there. So you can give them little cute bottles or spray bottles and arm them with those before they go to school. And they just have to know how to use it. So you have to teach your kid how to use it. So there's lots of different bottles. These are all from the Wild Gear store, and they're pretty inexpensive. The Wild Gear store actually has a huge sale right now, if you're interested. And they have a bunch of cute bottles like these, and they're pretty cheap too, if you are wanting some gear or accessories. So I'm going to throw that out there to you guys.
All right. So I loved your tip about using the spray bottle with peace and calming as like a game with your kids. And I'm wondering, like, let's say somebody has teenagers, could they use like a super soaker squirt gun for that game instead?
I have a couple super soakers here too. Yeah. Here,
or could you use like a clean, like the bottle that attaches to the hose, like for fertilizer? Could you use that? Is that like, I'm asking for other people who might benefit from that.
Or maybe you can just put a whole bottle in their shampoo. So as they're washing their hair, they're like, huh, what's this aroma?
It's so relaxed.
Yeah.
Feel so relaxed. And maybe put a bunch of release in there if they're a little angry or something.
So Shannon, you had some questions about nursing with oils and using oils with babies and kids, and I think Haley answered those. Do you have any other questions, Shannon? Because I know you posted those on the Mighty Networks app, and I want to make sure since you're on here, you got those answered. And does anyone else have any other questions? This is the moment where we should be playing music. Oh, she's in the middle of dinner craziness.
Ooh, what's for dinner? Show us. You want to see? No, I'm kidding.
So, all right. Okay, so this was great. They're having hamburgers. This is great. I want to make sure Haley saw that we all think you're an amazing teacher. We're so glad that you spoke to us tonight, because you're probably going to be, if you guys haven't had dinner yet, you're probably going to be having dinner soon. Your mountain time over there. Yeah.
The sun is getting low for you. I can see it hitting your wall.
I have windows, like my whole wall in front of me is windows. So in the morning, sometimes the light's like right on me, or at nighttime it hits my neighbor's window across the street and it comes back into my face.
Oh, wow, okay.
Well, it is pitch black here, so enjoy the last remnants of sunshine you have there.
Well, thank you
guys for having me.
Yeah,
it was fun. I love teaching this class, and I feel like sometimes I get carried away because there's so much to talk about, and I still skipped a portion of the presentation too. So glad you guys held on strong throughout the class. So
yeah, we eat this stuff up. So thank you very, 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 very much. So all of you guys, let's give Haley a round. Big old White House round. Next week we're doing Erin Holland's coming back, and she is doing she's bringing in a friend, and they're going to be doing AFT, which is aroma freedom technique, combined with crystals. And if you don't remember, her crystal class that she did was phenomenal because she brought in science, and it was really neat to learn about the science of the crystals and different stones and why you would use maybe an oil with it or something like that. So, but it's also going to, what?
Can you send me a class?
You are welcome.
You are welcome.
Anytime. Every Monday night, we're right here. So
this is, I think this class is going to be even better than the last one Erin did for us. I'm really, really, really excited about it because she's got new content for that. And if you're not on the Mighty Networks app, that's where all the action is happening at wisehouseoils.com. And it looks like our email went out more than once a month because we got another one today. So look for that in your inbox that has some tips and tricks on how to use the back in stock items. And we'll probably see you in email or on the Mighty Networks app, and certainly next Monday night. So sure to invite your friends and family every Monday night. What's the link?
The link is what I don't know the long one. What's the short?
The short one is.
You thought I'd be all prepared and ready, and I'm not.
So
it's who-mnl. It's the bit.ly. I'll post it there.
So the only thing with the bit.ly links is just remember it needs to look like how you see it. So that's why
so it's case sensitive.
It is case sensitive. So the who is all caps, and then the dash, and then MNL for Monday Night Live. So, all right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you again so much, Haley. Appreciate it. All right. We appreciate it so much for you tuning in after hours. Thank you, and enjoy foot massage time and kid power time tonight.
All right. See everybody. Have a great night.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.